In this last problem here, we're going to talk about the two sort of exceptions or special cases here. And I know there's always something that's special or different. And these are pretty simple to keep in mind. So in this one, it says, what is the slope of this line? Well, we know the formula from the last problem, and it's the difference between the y's divided by the difference between the x's, right? So if you talk about the difference between the y's, there is no difference between these y's, right? This one is negative 3 comma 2. This one's 2 comma 2. So there is no difference. It's 0, right? And then this is from negative 3 to positive 2 is 5. So our slope here is 0 divided by 5. And so the slope of a horizontal line is 0 because you can divide 0 by a number and get 0, right? So can you generalize the results? Yes, all the points on a horizontal line have the same y value. So the slope is always 0. So essentially the equation of this line would be y equals 2. But we'll talk about that later. But just know that if you have a flat line, a straight flat line, that if you were going to stand on this line and walk from here to here, would it be hard? No, because there's no slope. Okay? All right, in this one, we can use our formula again to see what we get. And it's the difference between the y's, right? So there's quite a bit of difference between these y's. Not quite a bit of difference, but there's 3. And the difference between the x's, there's no difference between the x's, right? Because both x's are negative 2. So when you get to your final, when you do your 1 minus negative 2 and you get 3, and your negative 2 minus negative 2, you get 0. And you reduce it, we get 3 over 0. Now, you can't divide anything by 0. That's just a mathematical law. So division by 0 is undefined. So the slope of the vertical line is undefined. Okay? And it says, can you generalize results? Yeah, you can find the slope of a vertical line, and it always leads to division by 0. So the slope is always undefined in this case. So in this problem, we're gonna look at it given 2 points, right? And so we can set up our equation, the difference between the y's and the difference between the x's, and you should come up with either 0 divided by something or something divided by 0. So why don't you take a second? Again, we're going to have 3 different choices or 4 different choices here, and we'll see which one it is. So take a minute, do your difference between the y's and difference between the x's, and see what you get. All right, hopefully you had some time to pause it and think about it. And it's an undefined line. And let's see why. Well, when we do the difference between the y's, right, the difference between 2 and negative 3 is 5, right? Another easy way of doing this is being like, if I started at 2, how far do I have to travel to get back to negative 3? Well, it's 5, right? And then the difference between 4 and 4, well, that's easy. There is no difference between 4 and 4, so it's 0, and that's in the x value. So you know if there's no change in the x value, it's a vertical line, so it's undefined. And that's really it. As long as you guys know that it's y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1, you'll be fine. And really all that is the difference between the y's divided by the difference between the x's. Because we're talking about it's the change in the y's divided by the change in the x's. That's it. That's all. That's what a staircase is. If you want to figure out how steep a staircase is, or if you want to figure out anything that changes at a constant rate. So that's it for section 1. And this is a really critical section for this chapter and for much of what we're going to do throughout the rest of the year. I know I probably say that a lot, but it really is the case. Knowing how to find slope and using points is really critical. Okay, so hopefully you guys did well with this, and we'll work on some stuff in class soon.